There you are.
We'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for pledge allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Heidi.
Here.
Blinker.
Here.
Reynolds.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Aldersmeyer.
Here.
Williamson.
Here.
Downing. Meyer.
Here.
4 and present.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion for a short recess for purposes of a public hearing on ordinance 2014-11 regarding the alley vacation. So moved. Mr. Clinker.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We are now in a short recess for the purpose of conducting a public meeting, a public hearing on ordinance 2014-11. Did you want to read it?
Sure. An ordinance to vacate an alleyway in the city of Lafayette, Indiana. Eric Coleman, petitioner.
This is an ordinance that we considered at last meeting, and the law requires that we have to hold a public meeting between first reading and second reading. So at this point, if anyone is interested in coming forward and making any public comment on the ordinance, you're invited to do that, and then we'll hear it formally for second reading here in just a little bit. Any public comment on the ordinance at this point in time? All right, Mr.
I move we reconvene.
Mr. Clinton.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We are reconvened now for the regular business portion of our meeting. The approval of the minutes, June 2nd, 2014. What is the pleasure of council? Mr. Clinker.
So moved. Approved.
Mr. Brown.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Are there any comments or changes to council? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Presentation, disposal of claims.
There are none.
Presentation of petitions and communications.
There are none.
How about reports of city offices?
Clerk's office, May and June. Fleet maintenance, May. Waterworks department, May. Water pollution control department, May.
Thank you, and as a reminder to the public, those reports that were just recited are on file with the clerk's office and available for review during regular business hours. Ordinances for second reading.
Ordinance 2014-11, an ordinance to vacate an alley in the city of Lafayette, Indiana. Eric Coleman, petitioner, western boundary of 928 Holloway.
What's the pleasure of council? Mr. Campbell.
I move for passage of ordinance 2014-11.
Second.
It's been seconded. So it's been seconded to consider the ordinance. Any comments, or is the presenter available? Want to just come forward?
Hello, my name is Kurt Laker. I represent Mr. Coleman, who's the petitioner in this matter. I'd just like to thank the council for its time again in hearing this petition. This is an ordinance to vacate an alley that runs north and south along the western boundary of my client's property, and also 3 other owners immediately to the south. The alley is unimproved. It's grass, as I think everybody knows. And folks that own those properties have been using the area as theirs for some time now, probably since it was dedicated to the city back in the 1800s. So with the council's support, we'd appreciate voting to vacate that alleyway and sort of allow the owners there to use it as they have since they've purchased those properties.
And as a reminder, Mr. Laker, did you send us an email regarding the payment on the fair market value of that?
I did, yes. The first passage was conditional upon payment, and my client did make that payment on behalf of himself and on behalf of the other 3 owners. So that's been done. And
for the record, could you just tell us what that payment was and how that was submitted?
The compensation was $400. That was based on a market valuation done by a local realtor here, and the council accepted that amount at the last hearing.
Thank you. Any comments or questions of Mr. Laker?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments from members of the audience regarding this alley vacation request? Seeing none, any final comments by council before we vote? A roll call vote.
Heidi.
Aye.
Blinker.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Aldersmeyer. Aye. Williamson. Aye. Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. The ordinance is passed. Moving on, ordinances for first reading, ordinance 2014-15.
An ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance, Tippecanoe County, Indiana, U-Zone Amendment Number 82.
What's the pleasure of the council?
I move for passage of ordinance 2014-15 on first and final reading.
Thank you, Ms. Alves.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to consider 2014-15. Is there a comment from someone about this?
I think council addressed it. It was just,
I can address that, yeah. This is an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance. Basically, what it does is it expands the ability to elevate houses in a floodplain to houses that have not had substantial damage or repetitive loss, and it also extends the sunset provision of that ordinance. It currently expired July 1st, 2014. This extends it to December 31st, 2015.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions about the order?
what does this do in regard to the insurance of those particular structures?
I don't know that it would,
Affect it?
the ordinance, I don't know how it would affect the insurance for the structures. Now, whether or not they take advantage of it and elevate their structure would have an impact on their insurance.
Is 25 feet the same as it was in the past, from the 25-foot setback from the...
Yes, that's not changed.
Any other questions? Any comments from the audience on ordinance 2014-15? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Heidi?
Aye.
Blinker?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Williamson?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. The ordinance is passed. Moving to the next ordinance, 2014-16.
An ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of Tippecanoe County, Indiana to rezone certain real estate from R3 to MRU. Indiana University Health Petitioner, 1500 Salem Street.
What's the pleasure of council, Ms. Allersmeyer?
I move we hear and approve ordinance 2014-16.
Mr. Brown? Second. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to consider the ordinance. Jackie, is there someone here to present it?
I think council addressed this the last time also.
Okay. I just wasn't expecting that one, but yeah, this is an IU Health facility on Salem Street. It is a current non-conforming use, and the zoning ordinance basically just makes it conforming under the zoning.
Okay.
That being the property directly across from the credit union?
Directly across from St. Elizabeth Central.
Right.
Yes, adjacent. I think it's adjacent to the credit union.
And that is your district?
Yes, it is.
On any...
Not AP, simply because it's been used as a medical facility for what? I'm trying to remember how long ago they built that building. At least 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a long time, and it was, the bill was a 9-0 area plan, for
Unanimous approval?
unanimous.
All right. Any comments from members of the audience on this ordinance change request? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Heidi?
Aye.
Blinker?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Williamson?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. The ordinance is approved on first and final reading. Resolutions. There are
There are none, yeah, sorry.
reports of standing committees. I don't believe we have any outstanding reports of standing committees. Reports of special committees. I don't believe there are any. Report by the mayor. Miscellaneous and new business. Anyone have miscellaneous or new business to report?
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right.
I could report on the, Mr. Downing will probably report on this further when we get an opportunity, but on the question of snow removal in Mexico.
Yeah.
I reported in Hawaii last year. This year it would be Mexico. And they don't seem to have any problem with it.
Maybe we should take up their management.
I think we should budget more for it than they do.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Campbell. All right, 2014 compliance statements of benefits for tax abatements. We've had, I think, 4 that were filed and initially approved by the Redevelopment Commission. You were all given the memo and a summary of the performance of the companies. Mr. Carson.
Yes, Dennis Carson, Economic Development Director. You have several abatement compliances to wrap this year's up, and the first one we have is Non-Sean America, which is a real estate abatement for 10 years, and they exceeded their pledge on their real estate investment, and they also met and exceeded their goal on their job creation. So the Redevelopment Commission recommended find this one in compliance.
And I think as in our, consistent with our past history, we need to have a motion to approve it and finding that they're in compliance. So is there a motion, Mr. Campbell?
So moved on Nanshan Real Estate.
And Mr. Heidi?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve that particular abatement. Any comments by members of the audience? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's approved.
Okay. Nancy also had a personal property tax abatement, and they exceeded their equipment investment and also exceeded their pledge for job creation, and the redevelopment commission recommended approval and to be found in compliance for this one also.
Is that plant fully operative at the present time, or is they?
The two major presses are up and going, and I think most everything is operational. They may have a few things to do.
One shift on the big press and 2 shifts on the small press.
Well,
I'm going to talk to the folks out there. That's pretty good.
is there a motion to approve and find them to be in compliance?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
One question I had, though, for you. Both of those non-Sean compliance statements indicate that they were going to create 60 employees.
I believe.
Is it the same 60, or one was for the real estate, one was for the personal property? Is our expectation that there's going to be 120, or is it?
No, 60 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what we've done in the past? It just seems like
Yeah.
they're kind of double dipping. They're saying they're going to create 60 for this project, 60 for that. That's the same 60?
It's the same 60. I mean, they can do that.
That's a sheet on, so, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same way the state law reads, it's separated between the property and the land, but it's all project of building a property with a machine.
So going forward, when we review it, we should review it in mind that it's 60 employees that they promised for both of these statements.
Yes.
Okay.
Which they did exceed.
I did see that, yeah. I just want to
119
understand that.
right now at the time of filing.
Okay. Any other questions on this particular motion? Any comments from the audience on the motion to find that this particular abatement is in compliance? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one's approved.
Next one is Caterpillar personal property abatement for 10 years. They exceeded their equipment investment and also exceeded their pledge on job creation and job retention. And the commission found them in compliance.
Mr. Clinker.
I move to find Caterpillar in compliance.
Mr. Heidi.
Second.
Any discussion or comments or questions by council? Any comments from members of the audience on the Caterpillar abatement? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one's approved.
And the last one is Heartland Automotive personal property abatement. That was for a 7-year period. They met their equipment investment and also met their pledges on job creation and retention, and the commission found them to be and recommended them to be in substantial compliance.
Thank you. What is the pleasure of the council?
I move that we find Heartland in compliance.
Ms. Weeks, Williams.
Second.
Any questions or comments by council?
I think I can vote for this, since it's a different vendor of SIA, I think I probably vote for this one. Since, yeah. Do you think so, Becky?
Yeah, you're not, it's a completely separate employer. So.
The SIA ones I withhold because I'm,
Right, no, just because they're
Contractor
a
for them.
supplier or vendor
Okay.
with SIA wouldn't create a conflict.
okay, I'll vote.
Any comments from the audience on the Heartland abatement? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one's approved. Thank you, Mr. Carson. Reports of councilmen.
Actually, unfortunately, I was reading the May minutes, just to reflect, since I did vote last month on, that I was 11 minutes late and I missed the first one, but it says absent on the sheet. I was actually here for the June 2nd minutes. It says Clinker absent, and I just was one of the people that said, yeah, I approve the minutes, but
Are you talking about June 2nd?
yeah, the June 2nd regular meeting minutes, it says absent Clinker, but I was actually
You're
here
right,
just
at roll call.
at roll call, right. But then I was here to vote, so I didn't know if it shows absent, is it a problem?
I think in there it says what time you
Okay.
came to the meeting, what time you got here.
Okay.
Right.
See it on the first page. Oh, there it is, Councilman
Yeah.
Clinker, second page,
Yeah.
that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
Okay.
all right.
Any other reports of councilmen? All right, seeing none, this is the time we open our meeting up to public comment, and we invite any members from the audience or from the public to come before us and address us with whatever issues or questions you may have on your mind, and I remind you to keep it to 3 minutes, which is our custom. What? Oh. Not on?
No, we didn't.
Okay. Before we do that, I'm sorry, let me back up. I'm advised by the city clerk that,
Departmental update, Claudia.
departmental update, the park superintendent. We did not want to leave you out or miss out on your wonderful report.
Good evening, Claudine Loffman, Superintendent, Lafayette Parks and Recreation. Thank you very much for acknowledging me this evening so I can do my report. The Parks and Recreation Department manages over 20 properties and nearly 700 acres of land and includes the following: 3 family aquatic centers, 1 regional park, which is Columbian Park, 7 community parks, 9 neighborhood parks, a linear park trail system, series of parks along the Wabash River, a community recreation center, and a zoo. As a department, we have 32 full-time employees, several part-time year-round staff persons, and rely on an additional 200 seasonal employees to accommodate our busy summer season. Over the past few months, many noticeable changes have occurred within our department, including changes in leadership, organizational structure, and organizational culture. As we look to the future, we anticipate additional changes as well. These changes will occur not only within our physical facilities, but also with our staff in the way of professional development, training, and organizational leadership, organizational ownership. For project updates, I'm pleased to report that the Loeb locker room, the construction has been completed, and the Loeb Stadium structural repairs and electrical room waterproofing has been completed as well. Subaru South Tip Park, the infrastructure has been installed, and the concrete installation has begun. Sterling Heights, we're still in the park planning stages with an anticipated 2015 construction start. McAllister Park, the former municipal golf course, we have partnered with WREC and have selected a firm to conduct a reuse study for the golf course. The Columbian Park Train Depot with the model train display has recently been completed. And for the zoo, we have replaced the inside caging to the animal house and also renovated an existing room into a veterinary services room. Personnel updates, we've restructured the aquatics division and streamlined management. The emphasis has been on lifeguards, and we have been very successful. We've added a full-time position to the Parks Administrative Office that provides support services, and we're restructuring the maintenance division to blend 2 work teams together. Professional development, we've had various staff members have engaged in several opportunities this year, including attendance at IPRA's annual conference, and another interesting opportunity which involves zoo staff participating in a Global Academy series of webinars and online training through the San Diego Zoo. Now we get to the good stuff. The impact numbers for 2013, we had a total of 4,664 daily passes sold at McAllister Recreation Center. 1,524 employees and or their family members utilized the fitness area at McAllister. On average, 166 kids attended summer camp at McAllister each day. Through the coordination of our urban forestry team, 359 trees were planted in the community last year, and 1,193 trees were pruned. Over 6,800 annual flowers, accent plants, and perennial plants were planted in our parks and other city locations. Over 37,000 individuals of all ages participated in the zoo's educational programs. 25,802 riders rode the Columbian Park Express train ride, and volunteers logged 16,863 hours at the zoo in 2013. So I think those are pretty impressive numbers.
Excuse me, before you go on, how do those, I know this is only halfway through the season or so, how do those numbers compare with this year?
Well, quite honestly, we don't even do the comparisons till the end of the year. We simply don't have time to really compile such things. So we wait till the end of the season or the end of the year when we have a little bit more downtime to start working on those.
And with the fitness, how many city employees, I'm interested in one in particular, participated in those workouts?
Well, we could probably discuss that after the meeting, potentially. I'm not sure exactly that I'm at liberty to reveal confidential information.
Good answer.
Who did you have in mind, Dr. Cannon?
As far as our programs, the Park Department continues to provide and facilitate a variety of programs for a variety of audiences. Just a sampling of these offerings include the following: adopt-a-spots, roller hockey, basketball, disc golf, baseball, softball, Zumba fitness, dance, art, swim lessons, junior counselor and junior zookeeper team programs, and yoga, among others. Expansion of the Park Department's volunteer program is another area where I'd like to share with you some information. The volunteer program at the zoo is highly successful and will be used as a model for the entire department. We'd like to expand our volunteer opportunities beyond the zoo and the youth sports programs at McAllister. Our vision is to integrate volunteerism into all aspects of our facilities and departments with an emphasis on engagement with educational resources within our community. One recent volunteer partnership that has been cultivated is between the Parks Department and the YMCA Trailblazers group. These preteen and teen participants in Camp Straight Arrow are being led by former Mayor's Youth Council participant Mason Fisher. Approximately 15 kids are meeting park staff every Thursday through the summer to beautify our park facilities. Our recent area of focus has been Munger Park, where we removed several trailer loads of weeds and volunteer saplings. You may notice it as you visit Munger that the fence rows on the west side and the south side we've tackled and really have made significant impact. So we will continue to finish Munger off. We are going to give the kids a change of pace this week, however, and go over to Armstrong. I think they're tired of pulling saplings, but they've done a very nice job. The kids receive a courtesy pass to one of our amenities for their hard work each week. So they've received train passes to Castaway Bay, but these kids really deserve a lot of credit because they are very young and impressionable, but they work very, very hard, and it's been very hot out, so we appreciate their hard work. Programs that we have implemented this year include the Art in the Park series, which features a variety of music and artistic demonstrations on a regular basis at Memorial Island and Columbian Park. Our next event will be this coming Wednesday, July 9th. In addition, we've also implemented another new family event on Memorial Island called Final Fridays. This event takes place on the final Friday of each month during the summer and features art education, kids' crafts, and a movie. Concessions from Chopped New Cove are also available during Final Fridays. A new fitness series, Walking Towards Wellness, has also been initiated. This 12-week series features a brief wellness-related talk from a guest speaker and a staff-guided walk along a designated trail once weekly. Current enrollment is now 57 individuals and continues to grow. This week's walk will take place at Murdoch Park this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Public and private partnerships. The Parks Department continues to embrace numerous public and private partnerships for both short-term and long-term goals. From the Lafayette Parks Foundation to Friends of the Zoo to Tree Lafayette, dozens of organizations have partnered with our department to ensure its success and commitment to improving the quality of life for all residents of Greater Lafayette. We look forward to continuing these partnerships in the future to provide many more fun and recreational opportunities in our community. Thank you very much.
Very well done.
I do have Claudine, I have a question about the parks, the Art in the Park program. How is that? That's new this summer.
That's
so
correct.
How's the attendance going?
The attendance is growing. The first two that we held were on evenings where it was kind of questionable weather, but our first one, it sprinkled, and we had 65 attendees, and the third one that we just held 2 weeks ago, we had about 150 people. So it's continuing to grow, and we're expanding our invitation. I think we have some sculptors from Indianapolis that will be coming up and displaying their wares. So it's going very well.
Good participation from the artists and the vendors that are around it.
Absolutely. We had more vendors this past event than the one before and the one before that. So I think it's starting to catch on, and we're starting to see regulars every other Wednesday from attendance standpoint.
How long will that go?
That will continue through the end of August.
Okay. Well, I compliment you on that program because I think it's a way to get more use out of Memorial Island. Sometimes we don't use it, I don't think, to its fullest extent. So I appreciate the effort to come up with new programs to do that.
Everybody's working very hard, and it's really a fun event.
Yeah, good. Any other questions?
Just one. I can't remember the name of the park on South 4th Street, the one that's currently torn, backside.
Subaru South Tip.
Yes. How soon?
Well, we have a contractor that's on site actually doing the construction or the concrete installation right now, and that will be ongoing this month. And then actually our team will be in there to begin installing the playground equipment. So you should see something going up vertically in August. So we're still on target. We should have a completion by early September.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we will move to the public comment section of our meeting and invite anyone from the public to come forward and give us your name and address and any comments that you'd like to make.
Tom Pierce Senior, 1138 North 14th Street, Apartment 4. I just moved back here from Florida, but me and four of the guys, neighbors on the North End, originally North End because I'm retired from the Mono Neighborhood Association as president, but we're looking into pictures anywhere from North 18th Street on all four corners, clear to Monon Avenue, where the monument's at now, because where the apartments are there on the corner across from the monument, the Monon Railroad Monument, used to be, is either the Pittman House or the Maxwell House. It's an old building there. I mean, people lived in it and everything. And then there was the Pittman House. I think it was on the corner of 18th and Schuyler that you turn to go towards Monon Avenue. And then on 19th and corner of 19th across from Brett Knocker's transmission place used to be Benedict's grocery store. And this was back in the late 30s to the early 60s. All of these buildings were back in them days, and we're still trying to find pictures and everything, and I've been all over this town. Before I retired from the neighborhood association, and we still haven't found any, but I got with Amy today, and she's getting me some information. I don't know how good that's going to do, but if anybody out there knows of anything, we meet at Star Lanes at 9 o'clock on Thursday mornings. There's me and two railroaders and two people that's retired from Ross Gear. And they all lived in the North End when they were kids, and they're about 15 years older than me, so that's what we're trying to get. So if anybody knows anything, I'd surely appreciate it.
Good, great.
Thank you very much.
I've got a question of you.
Okay.
What is and maybe you're the wrong person, what's the status of the Monon shops? I mean, is there anything?
CSNX has got it. And I've been trying to get anything out of them, and I can't get to first base with them. Because they were talking about tearing down the old, the coal chute there. Looks like an old castle back there in that corner, but they're not tearing it down now, so. But they've had 2 or 3 offers to buy it. The whole plot, they're trying to buy it from CSNX, but about a year ago I talked to one of the big shops down there, and they told me that nothing's going on. They're just going to keep it like it is as of right now. Them buildings, I mean, it's a monument there. I mean, that, the old building, but it's about time it's going to fall. And I mean, it's already fallen on the inside really bad. I mean, it was doing that before they tore all the other ones down.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Anyone else?
Lloyd Wells, 3717 Rawlings Drive. I just have a question. Has anybody driven on that block just east of Sagamore Parkway on Cassuth Street between Wabash National and the Dodge dealership in there?
Railroad tracks?
You got it. You've been there.
The ramp?
Is there any way that ramp can be extended out to raise the street to the level of the tracks?
I don't know, that would be.
I was assuming it was going to.
The railroad, because the railroad did that immediately for that. When they repaired their tracks there, and Ginny has contacted them, but it's way too high.
Oh.
They don't, they just feel that it is way too high, but we have been contacted with them to try to.
Let them run a train across it, tell me if it's too high or not.
They've got complaints about it, because you told her they've got complaints about it.
Yeah. Well, I just,
We're in discussions with them.
okay, good. I just wanted to bring that to your attention if nobody had.
No, I've driven it several times myself.
I was hoping that maybe it was part of the Earl Avenue project. They were going to pave and bring it up to it. Shoot.
Anyone else? Seeing none, Mr. Campbell.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
And, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Jones?
We're adjourned, thank you.